So, welcome into Enlightened Trading. Welcome to this late night live stream. Doing this spontaneously. Hope you are going along. If you are here, then make sure you leave a like down below the live stream. You push it up to like 10 likes would be very nice, actually. Make sure you subscribe, of course, to my YouTube channel. I've seen some growth lately. Happy about that. Yeah, reached 100 subs today finally. Took me quite some time here. Yeah, so what we're going to do today is, of course, some crypto and trading analysis. And we're going to talk about how to profit in this current market environment, and in crypto in general, how you can take away some nice gains here, especially in these bull markets, of course, for holders. Ideal to profit in a different way than you might think. So yeah, we're just basically vibing today, not doing too much. I am going to do some naked TA first, so you can expect me to draw a few lines. I already did, so I'm going to actually use my different chart, which I pulled up somewhere. There it is. So I'm going to use here a naked chart with no TA on it. Basically, I will eventually add my TA indicator sequential, which I have pulled up right here. Oh, okay. Invite only. There they are. Okay, so I will eventually pull up my TA indicator. I'm not going to do so for now. Yes, so as I said, if you are joining the live stream, make sure you let me know in the chat if you're enjoying the live stream. If you want me to cover any altcoins, then make sure you as well let me know in the chat what altcoins you would like me to cover. So I don't know why I can't use my chat here. Very interesting. So there it is. Okay. So, starting now with my naked TA before, as I said, diving further into how to profit in crypto. Okay. So we can, for example, here look at a few lines which we could look for support. So this, for example, is very helpful. This might still become helpful. I don't think so. And you can see how price is just increasing along this bottom support line. I usually would like to use a channel here, and the reason why I'm not doing in this is because we had this rising wedge which was pushing price up higher and higher. I of course talked about it, and we had a sort of rising wedge in this rising wedge. So we had like a small rising wedge here which had a fake out to the downside, and then we got into a bigger pattern which kind of played out like a parallel channel. And the thing I like to look out for in this market, going to delete this line because we can then go ahead, once the rising wedge was confirmed, we can kind of go ahead and draw this channel. I do not like it too much, of course. We can do it like this. Very important though on this channel is the upper resistance trend line, because it was perfectly retested once it was broken to the upside. So price is now still increasing here on this bottom upwards support trend line, of course, you can look for a break of this at a certain time, and I actually think we aren't too far away from it. Of course, we can still go ahead and increase higher here. The RSI is actually kind of diverging. Many people don't like diverging RSI. I think it's actually not that bad, because since RSI is not increasing as rapidly as Bitcoin is, and as a price in actual fact is, it gives the RSI still more wiggle room to rise higher. So I actually like this aspect, and we are kind of forming here a cup and handle pattern, which is quite interesting. We are, though, again approaching resistance on the RSI. I'm not too concerned actually what the RSI is doing in these uptrends, because RSI can always get higher. At least that's my opinion. I actually use it though only for bigger term entries and exits. I'm of course a swing trader, and I will explain my thought process as a swing trader, as of course. So it's like the 4-hour chart, and of course what kind of happens in this bull markets is just the price steadily increases and always tries to shake out bulls short term, because many traders in this environment are short-term traders with high leverage, and oftentimes not that good traders with high leverage. They do not know what they should be doing, and then, for example, they see this breakout here on Bitcoin, which kind of formed this pennant. Then it breaks to the upside, and maybe even they actually entered in this scenario. So they short-term entered maybe even very well here in this ascending triangle, which then saw the breakout. Many people most likely did not take profit. They again bought back in. They bought back in higher, which you usually do not want to do. Short-term, you want to be mid and swing term. At least, as I said, that's my perspective, and why I think this is so strong of a tool here in crypto, because price is always increasing I mean, not always increasing, don't get me wrong, but in bull markets price will increase mid-term at least, and not only long term, but as I said, also mid-term. So, and in short term, they actually people get shaken out very easily, because as I said, they do not focus on the bigger term time frame. So what you usually would like to do, not only if you are trading like a swing trader, meaning over a few days holding trades, or maybe even a few weeks, you actually want to look for those bigger dips in price, meaning you are looking for something like this, where price dips below a significant support zone. People get very fearful. They short the lows because they get stopped out, and then they need to get back in the market because their shorts got triggered, and then there is enough liquidity in the market to actually pump after breaking a certain support. And many people, of course, had their stops below this significant support area. Then we created another lower low. People got very fearful, and the market had enough liquidity to pump to the upside once again. So, I mean, it's not pretty, because we have this wick to the downside, and you can also, of course, use like a parallel channel here, but it doesn't work too nicely. So I will stick with my pennant for now. We can of course do it like this. This also works. So, and then once you actually enter in this certain environment, Of course, you would like to have certain limit orders set in case you do not catch this market live, which, for example, I didn't do. I had my buy orders set, and then I bought also some back in, and I'm currently still sitting in profit because I kind of re-entered in this consolidation, and I also in this consolidation. But I entered upon consolidation, not upon a breakout, because as I said, once you break out, you actually almost always retest your prior resistance, especially in these bull markets, because people often buy breakouts. Then the whole price actually reverses upon seeing the breakout to significant support. People again get stopped out, and then price reverses once again. And so we had this very nice triangle here on Bitcoin, which, as I said, got perfectly retested. So that's what you would like to see. Of course, this also aligned with support in the past, which also got perfectly retested here on this like 5-minute cup and handle, which I wouldn't use the 5-minute time frame, but you can see how you're forming this cup and handle here, and then seeing the breakout. So I like to use the 50-minute and 1 hour and 4 hour for entries, and then for exits and bigger turn and bigger time frame analysis, I like to use the 4 hour and the daily. Of course, the weekly is also very useful. So yeah, this is like my approach here of trading. So once I recognize a bigger pattern, which I would actually like to trade and have skin in the game, basically. After entering here in this consolidation, I like to look for another bigger pattern, because price then will most likely not form too perfect of patterns, because it would be too easy. So I'm looking for bigger patterns on bigger time frames for entries. I mean, bigger patterns on smaller time frames for entries, and then I will evaluate after a certain pattern has played out. So what we are currently seeing is something very similar which we had in the past, because we again formed a bigger pattern and then saw the breakout to the upside. And again, we are seeing a back test of resistance. It actually dropped below significant support in the short term, but is again seeing nice consolidation. So I think a price increase again into the $59,000 range is likely. We of course now have resistance upon 58,360. And we also have the possibility of forming here another ascending parallel channel. I mean, it's not working too nice. Here the 50-minute, it kind of works. So we could be looking here at this ascending channel. I'm not too convinced on it yet. But price will increase here midterm, as long as on the bigger term time frame there is no red flag, and I can now go to the bigger term time frame and use, for example, my T indicator sequential, which gives me a sign that we are in an accountant of green 4 and green 6. So we have 3 more candles to go until we have a 9 sell. This will be the 3rd consecutive 9 sell in a row, which usually sees a significant follow through to the downside, especially if they have a countdown that is significant. If it's in consolidation, the 9 sell, then I think we will bounce off of support, which is approximately, I mean, short-term support. We can still use this line here. This gives us a possible entry scenario and the $55,500 range. This is this white line. If this line is broken, then we can look for significantly lower lows, meaning maybe finally a retest of prior important resistance, which was not yet backtested, sitting around 53,000. We can definitely see a breakdown, a break of this rising channel. Maybe even we will see it rather fiercely going to 53, then a backtest, and maybe then even lower into 58,000. I still see this as a possible scenario. I would like actually to see Bitcoin go quicker into a 9 sell in the $61,000 range, and then see the breakdown. This would be cleaner in my opinion. We can then correct further into again the 38, maybe 42,000, maybe even 45,000, depending upon how this consolidation and correction then forms. But I will look for a retrace after reaching like 62 to 6,500, 1,000. I definitely think we will see at least a short-term correction, and Bitcoin again taking a breath after ripping so hard. Yeah, so that is my naked TA on Bitcoin. If you are enjoying this live stream, then make sure you let me know in the chat, and of course you can leave my a few altcoin suggestions, which I will go through, so make sure you do so as well. Yeah, so and we are actually seeing the breakdown out of this ascending channel here. Maybe we will see follow through. Maybe we will actually see a retest in order to have this confirmed. We still have important support around 57,000. Oh, and there is the breakdown. Let me just take a look here at my trades. What's currently going on? I mean, it's not too bad yet. We actually could be here on the verge of support, because we could now do a very nice ascending channel if just, so we could be looking here at a perfect test of support. Let's see. And I will talk about the Litecoin position, which I am currently holding, in just a minute. So stay tuned for some Litecoin analysis. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, we could be seeing a bounce here. Would love that actually. So, Litecoin. What's going on Litecoin? Oh, yes. Before talking about Litecoin, I actually wanted to, before diving into Litecoin, as I said, I already talked a little bit about how to profit in crypto. There are, of course, a few ways. For example, hodling or holding is one of the most common ways how people invest in crypto, and I would call this investing. And of course, besides hodling, you could be trading crypto as well, meaning you could hodl crypto like Bitcoin and actually use this as collateral on leverage trading exchanges or simple trading exchanges. And this is, of course, what I like to do. I like to use I like to bring together certain aspects of crypto and how to profit in it, which is of course trading and holding. This is what I like best and what I see quite fit for my approach. But of course you can be very different, so you might actually only consider holding and not trading. This is of course fine, but I love the aspect of trading and what it actually presents. So this Litecoin TA, I actually did this, I don't know, I think I mentioned it in my latest video, and we actually got it perfectly. So I loved what happened here on Litecoin. I had a very nice entry. I already took some profit because I was quite concerned here short term, because Litecoin looked that weak against Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin went up. So Litecoin actually saw a fade away out of this rising wedge, which we called for, I think, like, I don't know when we did, I think it was here where I called for this rising wedge to play out, and most likely we will see a sell-off into 220, which I think is significant support. And you know what happened? We went a little bit lower into 217, but of course I met my target. I took the trade, I entered, and yes, so I'm currently sitting a profit. As I said, I already took a part of my position, and I'm now re-entering in this consolidation. So I took a profit right here, and then I re-entered in this vicinity, and I'm currently pretty much break even here on Litecoin. I still have a stop loss set below this target and a second stop loss below this target. So what I like to use is the approach of multiple stop losses, basically. So because, as I said, in this current market environment, support likes to be taken in short term, then stop losses get triggered, and price once again reverses, and many people are shaken out. So what I like to do is to have multiple stop losses in order to protect my bullish position in sort of, and I'm then willing to take a bigger loss, but with more likelihood of actually seeing follow through once again to the upside, because as I said, we see so many fake outs here. So yeah, the rising wedge target actually was met. I thought we could be consolidating a little bit further. So I mean, possible target was actually here all the way down to 200. I mean, we could still be seeing that. I don't think, as I said, we will, because we are still in such a bullish market environment. This is actually an ascending triangle here, which usually sees follow through to the upside. So I think we are in a short-term bullish pattern, which will see Litecoin most likely again at 445, and actually then go to our significant resistance level around 253. If we do not go to 253, then I think we will hopefully break here to the upside, then again move to the next target, which is at 245. Maybe we'll of course move like this, then to 245, and maybe then again come back down to support around 233, which is currently acting as big resistance. So I will take profit once we reach 245 most likely. Then I will re-enter if we see this playing out the way I just described, in order to see a back test of 45, and then again to 253. I mean 233. I think this could be a very nice trading opportunity, and then we will see a bigger ascending triangle, which could be looking very nice. Yeah, so this is my Litecoin analysis, but this actually all of this depends upon this seeing follow through to the upside. If it doesn't, then we can still go to a significant support target, which, as I said, is around $203 to $200. There is significant support below there or down there. Yeah, so actually Litecoin, as I said, it still looks weak. I'm not a huge fan of it. And Litecoin actually sees these bullish increases rapidly and then they get sold off again. So we never really see follow through to all-time highs on Litecoin, or I mean, these aren't all-time highs, these are swing highs. So I'm kind of bullish. I mean, I have skin in the game. I'm in a trade, but I'm not that bullish like I'm on Bitcoin, for example, which is actually still finding support. I love it. I would love to see Litecoin and Bitcoin hold 57,245. Basically 57,200. Yeah. So to those people, to those two people watching, let me know in the chat if you are enjoying this live stream and if you are actually still active. And of course, any altcoin suggestions are welcomed here. Okay, already going for half an hour, really? No, yeah, almost. Okay. Yeah, but actually this is mostly it for today's Bitcoin and Litecoin analysis. As I said, these are my two trades which are currently active. Of course, there's also potential here on Ethereum, but I exited my Ethereum trade because I just saw more potential in Bitcoin and Litecoin, and I do not like the huge fees on Ethereum trading. On BitMEX, of course, at least there are really big funding fees for Ethereum, much bigger than for Bitcoin. I don't know how big they are for Litecoin, but I think not as big as for Ethereum, but definitely bigger and more fees than for Bitcoin. So I like to stick with Bitcoin mostly. Actually, nice retest of support here. Yeah, so Ethereum kind of forming a head and shoulders. I don't really trade head and shoulders. I just look at them, mostly of course as bearish patterns. But I mean, bearish patterns in these bull markets get sold off and then quickly bought back up. So usually this is of course what happens. If we see a bigger correction, which I'm not currently seeing, then of course we can see more follow through to the downside. Yeah, so I really like this bounce here on Bitcoin. Not too surprised it did this vicinity. As I said, people who bought this breakout to new all-time highs going to 58,000 got wrecked. I mean, they just got wrecked. If they had a stop loss where they entered, which is most like around 57,500 to 700, then they got stopped out again and then maybe bought back in and then they got stopped out again. So sad life. Yeah, so I'm still currently holding my trading position on Bitcoin and Litecoin. Has been a very profitable months recently. Really enjoying this actually. So if you do not already, then make sure you follow me here at Lambo on my Instagram page for some funny content and good memes. Here at mooning_Lambo. Make sure to follow. And yes, a few crypto meme friends of mine and we have laser eyes until 100k, or laser rays until 100k. So if you also have some laser eyes for these 100k targets on Bitcoin, make sure you let me know. I mean, sadly, gladly it won't be laser ray, a straight laser ray to 100k, but I mean, it would be nice. At least I would definitely sell a part of my hold once we reach 500k. I mean 100k. Yeah, so just vibing now. I mean, it's getting pretty late. I think I'm going to wrap it up in a few minutes. I think it's time to go to bed soon. And actually, if you're German, if you're actually from my state, which is Austria, then hallo und herzlich willkommen an alle Deutschsprechenden. Do you think I should be talking German, or do you like my English voice, English accent, German accent? Oh, 1,666 followers on Insta. The devil's number. It's in the cards. Okay, so getting tired, people. It's time to go to bed soon. Come on, let's get more people in here. Sadly, no one is coming. No. Yeah, so going to wrap it up. I won't do this for much longer here. I'm quite tired. So thank you very much for joining, of course, and for staying along here and watching until the end. If you did so, then thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, EnlightenedTrading. Go down below, of course, and subscribe. Leave a comment as well and let me know what you thought about this 2-day analysis on Bitcoin. If you are actually invested in Bitcoin, do you trade Bitcoin? What do you do in crypto? Are you interested in these things? Let me know in the comments down below. Yes. As I said, subscribe, leave a like, and spread the love. I see you guys and girls, you people. Back next time. Bye.